the 86th minute. Remember that number, because over a single day of World Cup football, it stopped being just a figure on the clock and became a verdict. 3 knockout matches, 3 underdogs who had almost touched their dream, and 3 times, on the 86th minute exactly, that dream was shattered to pieces. Haaland, Kane, Lukaku, 3 superstars, 3 strikes, and the very same fatal stretch of the game. Coincidence? Or does the 2026 World Cup really have its own curse of the 86th minute? Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll see a pattern that's almost impossible to explain away. Let's go. In football, there's a special passage of time, the final minutes before the whistle. Legs are heavy, focus fades, and the underdog who's been running and defending all match starts to believe, just a little longer, and it's a shock for the ages. And that is exactly the moment the greats wake up. The moment reputations are made and hearts are broken. On this day, it happened 3 times over. And in all 3, the favorite escaped, while the one who'd been a step from a miracle walked away with nothing. Let's start with the man the whole planet fears, Dallas. Ivory Coast against Norway, a clash of 2 so-called dark horses, and a match that refused to follow the script all evening. The pre-tournament noise had all been about Ivory Coast's electric young winger Jan Diomande, but it was a different winger who stole the night. Norway opened the scoring in the 39th minute, and what a goal it was. Martin Odegaard found Antonio Nusa in space, and the RB Leipzig man carried the ball past Nicolas Pepe before curling an outstanding strike into the far top corner. 0-1. That assist, by the way, made Odegaard the first player to record assists in 3 straight World Cup matches since Dirk Kuyt back in 2010. It looked like the favorite was in control, but Ivory Coast had a trump card, Amad Diallo. 67th minute, that same Diallo cleared the ball off his own goal line, denying Norway a point-blank chance and keeping his side alive. And in the 75th, he worked a miracle at the other end. A give-and-go with Pepe, weaving through the entire back line before firing a left-footed shot past goalkeeper Orjan Nyland. 1-1! The stadium in Dallas erupts, the African side suddenly a step away from dragging the match into extra time. The euphoria was real. It lasted all of 10 minutes, because then it arrived. The 86th minute. Substitute Oscar Bob threaded a brilliant ball into the box. 3 Ivorian defenders chased it, and Patrick Berg slid a perfect pass beyond the chasing pack. And there, ghosting behind them all, was Erling Haaland. Even a slight mishit had just enough on it to beat the recovering keeper Yahia Fofana. 1-2. Norway win a World Cup knockout match for the first time in their entire history. They'd reached the last 16 in 1938 and 1998 and lost both times. And Haaland? That strike was his 5th goal of the tournament, and a goal in his 3rd straight World Cup match, a feat only a handful of players have ever managed. He also became the fastest player in history to reach 60 international goals, and he's now scored in 13 consecutive competitive games for his country. Next up for Norway, a mouth-watering meeting with Brazil. Ivory Coast, meanwhile, held their heads. They'd been minutes from a miracle. The key word, been. Atlanta, England, one of the tournament favorites, against DR Congo, a team playing the first World Cup knockout game in its history. On paper, a mismatch. On the pitch, nearly the biggest shock of the century. 7th minute, Brian Sapenga finds himself in acres of space on the left of the box, catches the England defense in disarray, and finishes past Jordan Pickford at his near post. 0-1. And then the nightmare for the 3 Lions began. DR Congo goalkeeper Lionel Mpasi saved everything, turning away shot after shot, 5 saves in all, while Thomas Tuchel's men stumbled and struggled. 10, 20, 60 minutes passed. England trailing, unable to break down the wall, riding their luck at times, staring down one of the most embarrassing results in their history. 75th minute, finally, relief. Harry Kane finds space in the box to head home substitute Anthony Gordon's cross. 1-1. England exhale. But the match still hangs by a thread. and DR Congo are still just a step away from a shock that would live forever in the textbooks. And then, there it is again. The 86th minute. Kane receives the ball on the right edge of the box, smartly works himself half a yard of space, and unleashes a fierce drive into the roof of the net. 2-1. The captain saves England from humiliation. It's the first knockout stage brace by an England player at a World Cup since Gary Lineker against Cameroon in 1990. It's England's first comeback win at a World Cup after trailing at halftime since the 1966 final. A 60-year wait ended in a single afternoon. Kane now has 13 World Cup goals across his career, one more than Pelé, with only Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi ahead of him at this tournament. There was still time for one last scare, a late DR Congo free kick after Bellingham fouled Wissa, but it sailed harmlessly over. DR Congo, who played a heroic match, head home. And again, because of the 86th minute. England march on to face co-hosts Mexico in Mexico City, Seattle. Belgium against Senegal, the highest-ranked African side at the tournament after Morocco, and the reigning, if controversial, Africa Cup of Nations winners. And this match would turn the curse of the 86th minute into a genuine legend. Because here, the favorite wasn't just trailing, it was being crushed. 24th minute. Habib Diarra puts Senegal ahead, 0-1. Coach Rudy Garcia threw on Romelu Lukaku for the ineffective Charles de Ketelaere at the break, and within minutes, it got worse. 51st minute. A stunning long pass from Moussa Niakate, and Ismaila Sarr chests it down, holds off two defenders, and thunders it into the net. 0-2. With just 5 minutes of regulation left, Belgium were losing 2-0. The Red Devils, a generation that reached the semifinals in 2018, were crashing out. Senegal were already celebrating the round of 16 in their minds. And then came the 86th minute. Romelu Lukaku, on as a substitute, turned in Thomas Meunier's low cross at the near post. 1-2, still alive. Just 3 minutes later, the 89th, Leandro Trossard floated a ball into the box from deep, and Yuri Tielemans rose to head it level. 2-2! In the space of 3 frantic minutes, Belgium clawed back everything they'd let slip across 90. The stadium couldn't believe its eyes. The match went to extra time. Lukaku's fellow substitutes kept pressing. Dodi Lukebakio even smashed a shot against the post. And then, in the 125th minute, timed at 124 minutes and 44 seconds, later than anyone has ever scored in World Cup history, Tielemans coolly converted a penalty, won after a lengthy VAR review for a foul on him by Lamine Camara. Top corner, 3-2, the greatest comeback of the entire tournament. And notice where it all began. The 86th minute. Lukaku's goal, the one that flipped the switch. Without that strike, there's no equalizer, no extra time, no latest goal in the history of the competition. Senegal led 2-0 and still lost. And their coach would later speak a bitter truth. A football match does not last 85 minutes. So, a curse or a pattern? Let's be honest, there's no mysticism here. It's physiology and psychology. By the 86th minute, the tired underdog who's defended for the entire match runs out of fuel. Concentration drops. The defensive line sags by that one crucial half yard. And the favorite leans on the players who decide games. Haaland, Kane, Lukaku, the men kept on the roster for exactly this moment. The margins are tiny. A half yard of space, a single touch, a defender a fraction slow to react. But at this level, that's all it takes. And yet there's something in these 3 stories that stings. In all 3 matches, it was an African side that lost the dream. Ivory Coast, DR Congo, Senegal. All 3 were a step away from history. All 3 were undone by the same fatal stretch of the clock. That's exactly why the 86th minute of this one day became a legend. It handed us both the triumph of the greats and the raw heartbreak of those who came so close and fell at the very last. And now, a question for you. Is the curse of the 86th minute just a beautiful coincidence from one crazy day of football? Or does class genuinely need those final minutes to break an underdog's spirit? Tell me in the comments which of these 3 goals hit you hardest: Haaland's, Kane's, or Lukaku's. Hit like if you love this kind of late drama, and subscribe. The round of 16 is next, and there'll be even more nerves ahead. See you next time.